What's up, guitar players? Christian Ross here, and today we're going to learn all about the E minor open chord. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know that we're going to take our fretting hand, we're going to use our thumb, our index, our middle, our ring, and our pinky fingers to make this chord. I'm going to call out the frets and also the strings. We're going to number the strings from 1 to 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it and make this chord. First, we're going to take our index finger and we're going to put it on fret 2, string 5. Okay, so let's count our frets. 1, 2. Let's go up to string 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, if you got it there, let's go on and go to the middle finger. Now this finger, typically I'll say you want your fingers as close to the front of the fret as they can be without being right on top of the fret. But we're going to scoot this one back just a little bit to make room for our middle finger. Okay, so middle finger is going to go on string 4, fret 2. So let's count our frets. 1, 2. So that's the same one as this finger. Let's count our strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so make a little adjustment so you can get both fingers in there. Now you want both of these fingers grouped together and as close to the front of the fret as they can be without being right on top of the fret. Okay, so this chord we're actually going to strum all 6 strings. So let's take our thumb and we're going to come right here. Let's count our strings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we're on the 6th string. We're still holding this E minor open chord down. So you want to squeeze it and go ahead and strum down. Beautiful. All right, let's make the chord again. That's all it is. So let's go ahead and make it again. So take your hands off and let's go ahead and, you know, if they were cramping up, let's go ahead and shake it off. Shake it off, shake it off. All right, let's make the chord again. We're going to take our index finger, string 5, fret 2. I turned it around this time. We'll fret 2, string 5, okay? So 1, 2, string 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, perfect. Take our middle finger, string 4, fret 2. So 1, 2, fret 1, fret 2. String 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Make sure that they're nice and close together towards the front of the fret without being right on top of it like this. You want it right behind. Now we're going to take our thumb and we're going to strum all 6 strings. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Squeeze the chord and let's go ahead and strum. Yeah. Okay? All right, so some things to remember when you're making this chord. This was actually one of the first ones that I ever learned, so it's a great chord if you're just starting out. It's in the key of G a lot, so you can play some really great songs with this chord. And so let's go ahead and talk about what is going on if your chord sounds like this. Okay? Or if it sounds like this. Or if it sounds like this. Or if it sounds like this. Okay? So what is happening if it's sounding muted like this? It's probably either you're not holding down the string hard enough or your fingers are too far back on the fret. So again, let's scoot them forward and then you want to squeeze. Okay? Sometimes I see students where they'll take their hand and it's all in this weird position. You want your thumb right back here. Because your fingers are close to the top of the fretboard, you want your thumb kind of near the top too, okay? And you want to squeeze, crab claw, okay? So let's squeeze that chord. And make sure your fingers are coming straight off the fretboard, okay? Straight off, not down like this, so that it covers up this string below it. You want this string open, okay? Straight off the fretboard, okay? If it's right on top, scoot it back, okay? And if it sounds like this, just make sure your fingers are in the right spot, okay? Just like that. All right, guys, so that's the E minor chord. Now, let's talk about what actually makes up the E minor chord. I'm a big believer in knowing what you're doing, okay? So it's great that we know the shapes, that we play by shapes. A lot of guitar players play by shapes and numbers, okay? So they memorize the shapes and then they play guitar tabs, which is totally fine. I mean, I do that. Still to this day, I really don't read a ton of music. I read music like a third grader, okay? It takes me a long time to sit there, find the notes, decipher the rhythms, and actually play a piece of sheet music. So I still will play mostly by ear, but also by tabs and chords and all that. But it's just a good practice to continue to educate yourself, to know more about what you're doing, because music is another language. It's a universal language. So the more you know about it, the more you can read, the more you can write it, the more you can speak it, play it, the better musician that you're going to be overall. So why not? So this is what makes up the E minor chord. We have 3 notes, okay? We're playing a triad. We're going to play the E, the G, and the B, okay? E, G, and B. That's the first, the third, and the 5th note of the E minor scale, okay? So if that's not making a whole lot of sense, just know that 3 chords are called a triad, and those 3 chords make up the E, or those 3 notes make up the E minor chord, okay? It's different than the E major chord because in the major scale, you're gonna drop the 3rd, the 6th, and the 7th to make a minor scale, okay? Everything starts with the major scale. And then we start to lower or sharp notes to create different scales and different modes and all that. So when you hear people talking about different scale types like minor, blah, 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 or like harmonic minor, melodic minor, or different modes, just know that everything comes from the major scale, and you're gonna be all right if you can learn the major scales, and we'll do some more videos about that anyway. So where can I find the E, the G, and the B in this chord? Well, I'll show you. Okay, so firstly, this first note here, our 6th string, we're in E standard tuning. This is gonna be your E note, your root note of E for the E minor chord. Okay, our 2nd note is gonna be, that's it, a B. Okay, we got E and B. Our 3rd note is gonna be an E again, so we've got an octave. E, B, E. Okay, our 4th note is gonna be G. All right, E, B, E, G. Now the 5th note is gonna be, again, a B. All right, so E, B, E, G, B. The last note, 6th note, is gonna be an E again. All right, E, B, E, G, B, E. All right, so those notes are repeating. They're repeating on themselves. Guitar is like a matrix. Okay, so you can play left to right, right to left, up and down, or diagonally, all over the place. Okay, a piano is linear. So you see the notes side to side. You see E, G, and B. And that's what you would play. You have 2 other ways that you could make those inversions. Okay, and so that is what makes up the E minor chord. All right, so I'll give you a few examples of some other places you can find E minor on the fretboard. You can play it so many different ways, but for the sake of time, I'll just give you a few examples. Of course, we have the one we just played here. All right, now we could take that an octave higher and play it right here. Now, if you're gonna play that, typically you would play a bar chord. It's kind of difficult without a cutaway. You would play like this. Okay? You could also play just part of the chord right here. You could add part of it back in. Okay, let's try to do that without fretting out here. We'll do it like this. Still fretting out. Cutaways are great. Okay, let's play it right here. You can take part of that chord away. Just play that. You can take part away again. Okay, so there's just a few examples of where you could play it on the fretboard. Lots of other ways, lots of other inversions or positions that you could play in. So that's it. That's the E minor chord. I hope this video helped you, and if so, subscribe to my channel. I have videos coming out every single week. I'd love to see you on the site more, and as always, keep playing, and I'll see you out there on stage.